How's it going, everyone? Sorry for the mess in the room. I've just come back from work and I'm going out soon, so I thought I'd record a video before I leave. And today we're going to talk about something very important and something that matures you, and you need to learn the hard way because it's a really rough world out there. But so what we're going to talk about is tips, or, well, to be fair, the truth about starting a new job and advice on how to survive your first 3 months. The reason I say 3 months or 6 months in some jobs is because that is the probational period of a new job, and when you start it, that is basically the period in which a company can decide to practically fire you, kick you out whenever they want. It's very easy to dismiss you because you haven't passed your probation. So it's the part of the job, the first 3 to 6 months, where you have to be on your best behavior. And in order to pass that probation, here's the best advice I can give you. The first bit of advice, which is I'm going to start with the harshest. The first bit of advice is trust nobody. And I learned this the hard way in many jobs, but the truth is, don't trust anyone. As much as people may be nice to you or try to be polite to you, or they may come across very understanding, some things are too good to be true, and that's something I learned the hard way through many ways. And I'd say the best example is, when you're working any job, there's always going to be people who gossip, who like to spread rumours, be toxic, and that usually starts from when other people trust them too much and give them too much information to work with about their life. If you're in a new job, if you're starting a new job, be civil, be polite, but keep people at an arm's length. Don't talk too much about your private life. Don't talk too much about anything that's a bit too deep. Don't even use the same humour that you would use with your friends online or on games. These people will scrutinise you. They will hold you accountable for everything you say and do. Even if they're on the same wage as you, even if they've already passed their probation recently, even if they're training at the same time as you, don't put your trust in people you don't know. Always give it a couple months before you open up to someone properly, especially in work, especially in the workplace. Trust is something that I learned the hard way. Trust is not given to many. It's given to many few. Or few. I don't know how that goes, but you get what I mean. The next bit of advice is abide. You're gonna have to bite the bullet in many situations where you feel you're being mistreated, disrespected, and it hurts to say you have to swallow your pride to a degree. Of course, in some circumstances, don't, because, if it involves discrimination, race, culture, anything deep, homophobia, then yes, bring it up. Doesn't matter how long you've worked in a job, even if you've only been in a job in a week. If somebody has made such a remark or statement or done anything in relation to those extremely negative circumstances, you raise it with your manager, you raise it with the higher up. Aside from that, you're going to have to bite the bullet in a lot of ways. When you start a new job, you're going to be asked to do crazy things that are stupid, completely impractical at times. And one thing that's so common is when you start a new job, nothing is in your favor. Nothing you do is in your convenience. It's everybody else's convenience. One of the jobs I used to train in, one of the jobs I used to be in, and while I was training, I had to train with different people, and it was always within their hours and their times and their schedules that I have to follow. Even if that meant I had to pay for my own travel, never get compensation, even if that meant I'm losing all my money. It doesn't matter. For the first couple months of your job, it's so shit to say, but don't make it a problem. Don't make it drama. Just bite the bullet. Meet up at the time they say, do the job, and go home. You won't have to work with these people forever when you're training. And once you've passed your probation, there's a lot more you can get away with, a lot more you can do, and a lot more power you have in the workplace in terms of having an opinion or raising concerns. The problem is with raising concerns when you're new to a job is that it's easy to, the way it was easy to hire you, it's even easier to kick you out of a job. And when you don't pass your probation, or when you're not finished with your probation, they don't need a reason to fire you. They will fire you if you become a nuisance. It sounds shit to say, but it's the truth. So don't swallow your pride forever. I never recommend that. You should always have your pride on you. But for a little bit, you're going to have to tolerate more BS than you want to. And the most boring tip at the end is plan. So I have these. Try and plan your life out. I'll show you an example page. So, for example, this was my bookmark, by the way. It's a sword. It's really cool. But this was the way I scheduled out my week. So, where I'm training with people, I would put the time in blue, the location in red, the person I'm training with, where we're going, the location in red, time is in the beginning, then etc. Like, you lay it out. But yeah. Then that way, if you ever feel like you might forget, or this is especially for people who do forget very often, write down in your planner the day before, keep the book open, so when you wake up, you see it, so you remember what's going on. The same way I have a corkboard in like one of my other videos. I have a corkboard over there. I cross out every day I've worked and all of my doctor's appointments, any sort of meetings on that first thing I see. It's more organised and it makes you a more mature person. But there's not many tips for this video. Like I'm just going to reiterate, most of your growing and learning and maturing comes from your hardest moments. The moments where you know you messed up, you know you could have done better, but like I said, it's a lesson at the end of the day. It's taught you what to do. It's provided you with the knowledge you need to never make the same mistake again. And for me, my biggest mistake was opening my mouth too much about my feelings, or about I was disrespected in the workplace a while ago. My problem is that without any proof, without any leeway, you're never going to be the side a company takes. So, it's shit to say, but it's the truth. If somebody bothers you, if somebody said something bad to you, if somebody's disrespected you or been racist, etc., make sure you have proof of that before you make it a situation. But aside from that, that's about it. This angle's really bad. I don't know why. I don't like this camera angle, but now I've made the whole video, so I kind of have to deal with it. But yeah, I've gained a bit of weight on my face. It's actually not good. But anyway, take it easy, everyone. To summarize, don't trust anyone. Keep your people at an arm's length. Yeah, don't trust anyone. Keep them at an arm's length. Make sure you don't involve yourself with conflict. Bite the bullet. That's the second point. The third one is plan everything you do, and that actually is a big part. Keep your emails. Make sure you get your bosses and your managers to reiterate what they want you to do, what they mean through their emails, through text, through documentation. It's always good to leave a paper trail behind you. So if you're ever in a situation where they're trying to scrutinize you or trying to put you in a compromising situation, saying that you haven't done X, Y, Z, or you haven't committed to this, or why were you not in, for example, you can be like, well, in this email I told you and we both agreed that I won't be working that day. So if they try and say, why weren't you in, and make you and put you on the hot seat as if you're absent, you can prove to them, well, you told me and agreed that I can have that day off. So yeah, that's a very important one. Leave a paper trail, always have evidence to back anything you do. It sounds shit to be like that. It sounds really shit to feel like you're on your toes, but that's the issue with this world that we kind of have to deal with. You need to back yourself with proof. And with jobs, it's always going to be facts over feelings, which is a hard reality, but it's the truth. Especially if you're an ethnic minority, you're always seen as a victim for having an opinion. You're always seen as a victim for everything you do, when really you're not a victim. You've gone through really bad experiences in life that have made you feel this way. So don't be ashamed for standing up for yourself in the right times, but use your strength wisely. Use your pride wisely. Have a good time, guys. Good morning, good night, or good afternoon. Stay safe, and bye-bye.